For the 12/31 full moon and last block of Tartarus of my randomized run, we tell Ryoji that we're stubborn and that it's time to box. He turns to a persona and we tell him that he's a bad listener. We reach New Year's, Trash Takaba uses her signature move once more, though it's slightly deserved this time, and Aegis makes a funny reference.
And it said great luck.
Great vegetable. Considering we technically got through a full moon, I grabbed my final randomized persona, that being a Neberos with Pierce Driver. Which is then when I realized this game likes to get a good laugh at my expense. We do some social linking, speed through the days, and finally get Best Girl's social link.
As they say. She
gets self-conscious and we reassure her that, as a lover, she's irreplaceable. I display signs of crippling loneliness, and then further double and then triple down on that fact. Aegis has a very much insane line, out of context, and honestly in context too.
I want to leave irrefutable proof on my body of our connection.
She says the funny ribbon line.
Will you untie my ribbon?
Then walk downstairs as if nothing happened. We decide to go into Tartarus to reach the very top before the promised day. After some quick climbing, we dispatch floor 230's gatekeeper. We quickly realize floor 236's gatekeeper is a 5-person battle, which means it cannot be randomized, and then we finish it and move forward. I decide to take on Elizabeth's request and actually attempt the real Reaper. Now, here's the deal. Yes, we have some pretty stacked personas at this point, and yes, we have some good levels on us as well. However, what a lot of people may not realize is just how heavy they rely on their own theurgy throughout their playthroughs. Unfortunately, one of the biggest downsides to this run is that there's a high possibility that you're just stuck with Cadenza for the entire run, which means no Scarlet Havoc and no Armageddon. With our two biggest damage opportunities out the window, I quickly realized that fighting the Reaper right now may not be possible. Considering I didn't feel like waiting around another 5 minutes just to die, I decided to continue forward and just try again later. Reach the floor 241 Gatekeeper, he kills himself, and then we continue on. Next on our crusade is floor 246 Gatekeeper, who gets quickly dispatched as well. Considering this is a double battle, we move on to floor 247, who hit me with a no, so we retaliated with death by hypothermia. We quickly move on to 243's Gatekeeper, who gets one shot, and 254's Gatekeeper, who suffers a similar fate. Finally, we reach the last Gatekeeper on floor 255, who is unsatisfyingly rushed to death. After this, we finally reach the border floor and final monad passage of this run. We kill the funny tower, bring death to those who oppose us, and finish the passage off with a poor beetle who gets one shot. Finally completing all monad passages in the game. We are then greeted by the Elizabeth door, but first we have one other objective. I decided now would be a good time to attempt the Reaper once more. My main objective in this fight was to, well, obviously firstly not die, but try my best to keep my team up so they can distract him from using Debilitate on Rize. We keep our attack and defense up, keep spamming Arbor Piercer, and decide to not revive Mitsuru on the grounds that she is as useful as a wet noodle at this moment. We get jump scared by the Confused, and unfortunately get RNG'd to death. I decide to rectify my mistakes by grinding Kin up to a suitable level, we spam some great clocks, and now it's finally time for the run back. With Kin in the party, we start faring a lot better. Crit Pay shows why he is best boy, and we whittle his health down bit by bit. I show off why Aegis is undisputed best girl,
as they say,
and why Crit Pay is a permanent party member. With that, the whole party levels up and the Reaper is defeated. I go back to Elizabeth and realize that you can only fight her if you do all of her requests. Whoops. However, just for the fun of it, I decide to call the battle and
like you cut, G. Oh no!
Yeah, there is not a single shot I can beat her with my current setup. We break the game, accidentally delete everybody, and then reload. For the 131 promise day of my randomized run, we decide to spend the last day hanging out with LP, working as a wage slave, and going to Tartarus for the final time. We reach floor 259 where Jin awaits. Unfortunately, him, Takaya, and Nyx cannot be randomized due to having heavy scripted loaded fights. I tried time and time again, but to no avail. We go through the fight as normal, he spams some skills, I make a funny call. No, it's gonna be really funny when I crit you. You're so trash, dude. And unfortunately, the game scripting events save him from the embarrassment. He tries one more time to wipe us off the map with a Megi Dolan, but I decide to just basic attack him for the kill. Moving on to Takaya on floor 263, who was also saved by the scripts multiple times. He pops his Theurgy into Ghastly Whale and falls backwards. Now, as I said before, Nyx unfortunately cannot be randomized, despite my many attempts. So, with that being said, we have finally completed the Persona 3 FEMC Randomizer. What?
It matters not who you are. One thing is always certain. Death awaits all.
Just walk through his door.
Do it again.
I missed?
Are you like this?
explore my brain. My brain.
And undeniably best girl.
As they say.
I'm about cooking, bro.
Persona!
The moment man devoured the fruit of knowledge, he sealed his fate. Entrusting his future to the cards, he clings to a dim hope. Yes, the arcana is the means by which all is revealed. Attaining one's dream requires a stern will and unfailing determination. The arcana is the means by which all is revealed. The silent voice within one's heart whispers the most profound wisdom. The arcana is the means by which all is revealed. Celebrate life's grandeur, its brilliance, its magnificence. The arcana is the means by which all is revealed. Only courage in the face of doubt can lead one to the answer. The arcana is the means by which all is revealed. It is indeed a precious gift to understand the forces that guide oneself. The arcana is the means by which all is revealed. There is both joy and wonder in coming to understand the hearts of others. Fall.
Let's do this. You fool!
Well, that just happened.
Like you could, G.
Hey, hang in there!
Yeah, it's rewind time.
The arcana is the means by which all is revealed. One of the greatest blessings attained from the gift of life is the freedom to pursue one's personal goals. The arcana is the means by which all is revealed. To find the one true path, one must seek guidance amidst uncertainty. The arcana is the means by which all is revealed. It requires great courage to look within oneself and forge one's own path. The arcana is the means by which all is revealed. Ever present alongside time is fortune, cool and unflinching. The arcana is the means by which all is revealed. One needs strength to endure and rise above suffering and torment. The arcana is the means by which all is revealed. In the face of unavoidable disaster lies the opportunity to search for redemption. The moment man devoured the fruit of knowledge, he sealed his fate. Entrusting his future to the cards, man clings to a dim hope. Yet the arcana is the means by which all is revealed. Beyond the journey you have taken lies the absolute end. It matters not who you are. One thing is always certain. Death awaits all.
Alright, let's do this.
How can we help him?
Don't give up!
Give him strength! You better come back from this! He's going to face it all alone!
I'm not letting him die!
Promise. Is it you? Please, you have to make it back!
Keeping up with the Persona 3 tradition, the Nyx boss fight took me literally 4 hours of trial and error to complete, but considering the last few fights couldn't be randomized, I decided to just spice it up a little bit just for a satisfying conclusion to the run. But with that, we reached the final cutscene of the game, hearing a heartwarming speech, close our eyes, and reach the credits, finally completing the Persona 3 Reload FEMC Randomizer. Honestly, this was a really fun but also really long challenge. Crashes definitely made it take longer, but overall I still had a great time with it. This is my first time actually experimenting with a long form video like this, so if you guys enjoyed it, please let me know in the comments below. And if you want to see more like this, definitely subscribe, because this will not be the last type of video we make like this. I have plenty of plans in the future for it. A special thanks to Mudkip and his whole team for even making this a possibility. To all the artists that worked to bring FEMC to life, and of course a huge thank you again to Melody, you know, the voice of FEMC. And of course a huge shout out to Yuki, my OC, and the artwork you see in like some of the thumbnails, that's all her. She's amazing. Please go check her out on Insta. Big shout out to Scramble for making the randomizer. I've been wanting to do one for such a long time, man, so I personally really appreciate it. Thank you Atlas, of course, for, you know, supplying the game. I mean, y'all have been cooking in the studio apparently. You got Metaphor, SMT, and this, like, you know, thank you. But last but certainly not least, thank all of you for coming and watching this silly video that I put together. A lot of time went into this. This is definitely a passion project of mine. I'm so grateful for everyone that's stopped by and has enjoyed their time. With that being said, guys, I had a blast making this and can't wait to do it again. My name is TB Maverick, and as always, it's been real, everybody. Till next time.